do right here is go back. What we're gonna do right here is go back. Go back, go back, back, go back, go back, back, go back, go back, back.
Alright, welcome back to another Kuma Style review. I'm TJ Duckett, and I'm actually excited to get it back into some, Transformers reviews and things like that, even if it is third party, with Fansproject, their Crossfire 02 SP. It's a special edition, it's a repaint of their Munitioner and Explorer set, which are their tributes to Swindle and Vortex. And it also came with this exclusive figure, Crossfire 02EX Quake, which is kind of funny, playing off the whole Fans Toys Quake Wave Masterpiece figure. But yeah, I'll be reviewing this in a separate review, uploaded on the same day though. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at the box here. You'll see that it's all one box now, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but at the same time, I respect it because people definitely buy these in sets more than not. Alright, same graph style. Got Munitioner and Explorer on that side. Just finishing out the kind of silhouette of Bruticus on the side. On the back, I love that they do this. This is a nod to their original instructions where they have the Hasbro parts blacked out so you see exactly what you're getting with this set. On the lower corner here, same with the characters. They show how these things look, the additional parts when used as weapons, the robot and alt modes of Munitioner Explorer, and just an overview of what comes in the box. Now for the top and bottom. The bottom, warnings in both Japanese and English. See if I can zoom in there. So pretty cool. And just the name of the set on top. So alright, that's knocked out. Let's go ahead and review some toys. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and start with Munitioner, which is their tribute to G1 Swindle. Now, he does come with his gun, just like the previous release. In fact, all the accessories are right down the middle the same, just some different color configurations and things like that. But taking a look at him all around, alright. And just for comparison's sake, let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit, and we'll actually bring the original Munitioner into play. You're going to see he's a lot more of an orange tint. His eye color is different. The silver is about the same. It looks a little bit more silvery because of the different shade of purple. But yeah, definitely he has the more turquoise styled highlights and things like that. Different colored windows. Yeah. I mean, you can see for yourself. Don't need to talk you through that. Alright. And for those of you not familiar with the mode, very posable figure. I mean, all kinds of articulation, even waist articulation, ball jointed shoulders, tons of elbow bend there, thigh swivel, really good knee bend, and even ankle tilts are a big time highlight of this figure. So, one last look at the new Munitioner here. And let's go ahead and change this guy into his alt mode. Alright. And if it seems like I'm trying to expedite this a little bit more than my usual reviews, I am. Mostly because of the fact that we are doing some comparisons and things like that, and this is a 2-bot set, Alright, so we gotta pull this out to give it room. Okay. And his arms peg into his sides. Just putting those ankles up, bringing these around. And I love that they do have the very simple transformations and stuff like that. Because I probably haven't messed with the Bruticus set in about a year, even though I have a ton of them. But it's nice to have those transformations, that feel really homey. kudos to Fansproject for that. Alright. Got everything pegged in tight. Whoa! Just had a light accident there. Alright. So we got that. And for just comparison's sake, we'll go ahead and transform the original Munitioner as well, so you guys can get a comparison of how they look in vehicle mode, because the vehicle mode does have different decals and things like that too. Let's flip the head in. The hardest part about this transformation is probably getting the arms right. The rest kind of walks itself through. But even though they kind of peg in when you bend the elbows up, the pegs are really small. So you got to watch out for that. So that's... Oops, they were already correct. And it's nice that he has the heel support, but he's a pretty balanced figure even without it. The only problem is really his backpack there. I'm just bringing this foot around. Trying to see what's going on here. Both of those sides around. Okay, and there we go. And now we got it. Alright. In the back, you're going to see the big difference there with the stripes and stuff like that. Alright. And he does still have the peg, obviously, since he's going to be the leg, but you have the option of bending that in. One thing I would watch out for, these joints are made of a very strong, or a very soft plastic actually. So when it comes to the whole bending in thing, this is the first time I've unboxed it, so I'm keeping it in for right now. But once I put it out like this, I'm going to keep it out. These grind themselves really easily, so just be careful when it comes to handling that part, because you don't want a Bruticus with, you know, a floppy knee joint and stuff like that, just because you want it to look a little bit more cohesive in the back when you transform it. Okay? Alright? And okay, there's Munitioner. Let's go ahead and move on to Explore. Alright, and here we have Explore. Okay. And just taking a look around at him. Okay. And pretty cool Vortex homage here. Alright. And even though Munitioner is one of my favorite Fansproject characters ever, you know, this one's a pretty darn good homage as well. Just the molding and stuff like that, it's really cool. Got a very cool ninja vibe to it. And what's nice about these molds is that you can see where a lot of Fansproject's current beginnings came from in terms of aesthetic and stuff like that, because these were kind of on their own, and it feels like even though they've always had that manga-ish vibe, that these were the start of that really particular style of theirs. So just taking a look at that head sculpt, you'll see the eyes are very purple. I'm pretty sure the eyes are supposed to be colored in all the way. Mine have a couple of silver areas on them. Not really the biggest fan of that, but you know, got a deal. Alright. And posability has quite a bit. Ball jointed head, shoulders, you know, swivel at the elbow, good elbow bend. Alright. No turn of the wrist or anything like that, but it's not huge. Okay. Ball jointed thighs, thigh swivel, good knee bend, and of course ball jointed ankles and stuff like that. Really good and just balanced figure. And he has some waist swivel there as well. So good stuff. And he also comes with his machete type weapon. More of a big hatchet. But alright, for comparison's sake, let's go ahead and bring the original Explorer onto the scene. For whatever reason, I really like that pose. Kind of did it by accident. But yeah, you can see definitely a lighter brown, the red eyes on the original. The all purple on the body, minus that silver there, you know, minus the silver. Just different applications in general. Let you guys take a look at them. So you can see head to toe. Quite a bit different. Quite a bit different. Alright. Now, taking a look at the alt mode on this guy. His transformation is a bit more finicky than Munitioner's, but it's not horrible. And see, I just popped off a ball joint there because there's a certain like roll that you have to get right. So let me try that one more again. I got it. Alright. So basically shoulder facing in. Alright. Shoulder facing in, it already is, so don't need to play with it. Make sure the biceps are facing in, like so. Alright. And then there are 2 peg holes. Let me zoom out some. 2 peg holes up top, or 2 pegs, that just peg into the biceps. So make sure to get those pegged. And that actually makes the front part really solid. So it's nice engineering on their part. Alright, now getting the feet together here. Pretty simple. Just bring the toes into the heels. Kind of fold the feet in half there. His machete. It just pegs into the inside of the leg there. Alright, get that right. And then you just peg the 2 legs together. And with the lighting and stuff like that, it's a little bit hard to see. There we go. Nice and perfect. Alright. Man, oh man, that is not wanting to, just not wanting to agree with me. There we go. And then on the most casual half-assed try, I get it right. Okay? So, and I know this is a bit of an older mode, but I am transforming it on camera here for people who haven't had any experience with this mode, because a lot of people missed out on the first run of these to see. So I'm just trying to be fair to anybody who watches. Alright. And these are divided into chapters. Of course, read the description. So if this is a part you want to fast forward, or a certain part that you want to, just by all means, I even have it divided by minutes in the description, and you can go ahead and click any section. Alright. And there's the jet mode. Alright. Gonna try not to take anywhere near as long on this one now that I've got a feel for the transformation again, but make sure to keep those elbows inside. I'm keeping these elbows inside. And it is nice. I'm glad that I'm able to do comparisons here for people who aren't familiar with it, because even though these are the new sets and of course they're going to be more readily available, I mean, you might want the old set still. I can tell you off the bat that this mold in particular, the Explorer mode, I like the original color a lot better, you know. So if I had to choose between the two, I would probably try to find this one over buying the new mode, you know, as long as it wasn't like a $300 to $100 price comparison. All right. Now, even though I like the colors of the original overall better, I do like the fine detail in here. And let me zoom in. Because not only did they do the windows, but it's actually dotted there to make shadows. They kind of fade out to each side. So, I mean, it's just really impressive. And it's weird that they went so all in on a part that's so small with the, you know, old school comic dot shadowing and stuff like that. Or Sunday paper comics. But there you are from the top. Comparison between the two. The weapons are different colors. One's more of a silver, one's more of a gunmetal. Alright. And even though it's just a bunch of kibble, that's how the bottom looks. And alright. Once again, there is Explorer, the new version. Now let's go ahead and get into Bruticus. I know that's what you all want to see. And alright, here we have the new version of Munitioner Explorer on a Bruticus, so you guys can see how it looks. I didn't go over the transformations and stuff like that because that is a little bit long, and honestly, these two aren't the only pieces of it. Yeah, so that's what instructions are for, and by all means, I've reviewed this and transformed it millions of other times on other reviews of the other Bruticus, so definitely I'll include links to those. But yeah, just giving you a basic look at how it is. You'll notice the blue and the darks and things like that, quite a bit different, even in terms of the accessory pieces, than the other versions of Bruticus. I do have some others here just for comparison, so you can see how they look. I'll go ahead and bring out the traditional set that was originally made to go with Revenge of the Fallen. Instead of Nexus, I'll do the actual Revenge of the Fallen Bruticus here. Okay, so looking at these, and I'm going to zoom in a bit here. Of course, you'll notice that the pieces here, you know, the different shades of brown on Explorer, the stripes on Munitioner, that kind of stuff. But what I want to point out is even the arm connectors here are more of a dark color. They're like almost a brownish green compared to the more tan of the original set. The legs, of course, look a lot different. I actually prefer it with the yellow because it offsets the more military colors a little bit too much. And, of course, things like the blue in the feet. Alright, compared to the grays there. And even the cannons are different. If you look, these are a gunmetal that offsets, and this actually has like light gray and then more of a gunmetal. His additional firearms are in fact more dark, and even the gray itself is more of a dark gray, where this is kind of not beige but not quite gray, if that makes sense. Alright, so giving you one more look. Okay. I'll also compare them to another set. Alright, so there's that. Actually get them standing up straight here. Jeez. I just don't have that leg spread enough. Alright, so let's bring in this is Battle Gaia. This is a custom paint done by me. Alright. So you guys can see how he looks in comparison to Battle Gaia. Alright. And these are using the other repaints that didn't come with the additional pieces. I actually had to take one of my spare sets and use the connector pieces to go ahead and go on with these versions. The Warcry and Flame Blast, actually, if you want them by name. Alright. Put that one in the back. And honestly, out of all of them, haven't went ahead and given it a try, but I think that he's actually going to look best with the Energon set. So I'll definitely be taking a ton of pictures to let you guys know what's up with that. But yeah, go ahead and put these guys in the back. Bring him right front and center. This has been the re-release of Fansproject's Munitioner and Explorer, the new repaint set to go along with the reissue of the Energon Bruticus Maximus mode. It's actually an Asia Generations exclusive release. It's out. It's at TF Source right now. The current price is $129.95. Snap it up while it's still hot. Still waiting for mine to get here. And yeah, I think I might just go ahead and make a video, since I have every Bruticus version possible, of, you know, just all of the different combinations you can make. Maybe like 20 minutes just of part swaps and stuff like that. Not me actually doing it, not going to bore you to death, but just so you can see how they look. It might even be like still pictures. But anyway, this has been another Kuma Style review. I'm TJ Duckett. See you next time.